All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about a massive shift in humanitarian aid, a change from just hoping your money does good to actually knowing it does. We're going to explore how new technology is engineering a whole new standard of trust, basically turning the old, opaque black boxes of charity into transparent glass boxes. So, to really wrap your head around this, you have to understand the scale of the problem. We're talking about an industry worth $800 billion a year. But here's the number that should stop you in your tracks: $320 billion. That's how much money is promised, with the best intentions, but it just gets lost. It never reaches the people who desperately need it. And this really gets to the heart of the issue. This isn't just about a little waste here and there. We're looking at a systemic failure. The whole structure of traditional aid is like a leaky black box. A huge chunk of funding just vanishes into the cracks before it can do any good. And that, it leads to donor fatigue. People lose trust, and the whole sector suffers. So let's actually crack open this black box, right? Let's take a closer look at why this massive trust crisis even exists in the first place. 40%. Just let that sink in for a second. That's the estimated amount of funding that gets lost to fraud, waste, and just administrative overhead. That's almost half of every single dollar that's meant for the most vulnerable people on the planet just getting absorbed by the system itself. The way we've traditionally checked up on charities is completely backwards. It's all based on latency, looking at tax forms a year, maybe 18 months after the fact. It's literally like performing an autopsy. Sure, you can find out why the patient died, but you can't do a thing to save them. It can't tell you the one thing you really want to know: where's my dollar right now? But what if we could just smash that old black box? What if we could replace it with something completely transparent, a glass box? Well, this is where the solution starts to get really exciting. And this comparison just says it all. I mean, look at this. The old black box model on the left: 40% overhead, huge fees, transfers that take days, and basically zero transparency. Now look at the glass box model. It flips every single one of those things on its head. Fees are less than 1%. Settlement happens in about 3 seconds, and every single transaction is verified with real-time tracking. So you're probably asking, how is that even possible? Well, it all comes down to the technology that's powering this brand new ecosystem. Let's take a look inside. The HumaTek ecosystem is basically built on 4 pillars that all work together. You've got HumaCoin, which is the fuel for all the transactions. Then there's HumaDash, which is the software platform that gives you all that transparency. HumaClub connects donors to projects, and HumaAid handles the on-the-ground delivery. Put them all together, and you have a complete system for verifiable impact. Okay, the absolute heart of this whole thing, the real game changer, is HumaDash. This is the transparency engine. It's a real-time portal that gives you what they call proof of impact. It takes all that complicated blockchain data and turns it into a super clear visual dashboard that shows you exactly where every dollar is going and what it's doing. And I love this analogy because it just makes it click. It's like GoFundMe, but on steroids. And the key difference is the dashboard isn't just a report someone cooked up. It's immutable. It's directly linked to the blockchain, so it's actual, undeniable proof of that money's journey. And here's the thing. It's not just a concept. It's real. With the HumaDash interface, you can literally watch donations flow across a live global map. You can click on a project, say hurricane recovery in Honduras or a clean water project in Kenya, and see the funds raised, the goals, and the impact, all in real time. So if HumaDash is the engine, HumaCoin is the fuel that makes it run. This is the financial layer. It's a secure digital token that was built for one reason: to get rid of all the friction, the high costs, the slow speeds of traditional global aid transfers. And it was designed for this from the ground up. But what I think is most incredible is how it's structured. A full 20% of the total supply, that's 400 million tokens, are set aside, allocated directly to humanitarian causes. The mission is literally baked into its DNA. Okay, this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But is it actually working in the real world? Well, let's talk about real-world traction, because the motto here really is proof, not promises. Through their early partnerships, HumaTek has already helped serve over 3,000 meals. And here is the crucial part. Every single one of those meals has been tracked on-chain. That's verifiable proof that this model isn't just a good idea, it actually works. And this isn't some closed-off experiment. The whole ecosystem is growing. More than 50 NGOs have already been onboarded to the platform, That's a real active network of organizations that are all committed to this new standard of transparency. And look at the diversity here. We're not just talking about one type of organization. You've got groups fighting human trafficking, like Redefining Refuge, local community heroes like Station House Barbecue, and even critical support systems like the Children's Cancer Center. It's a broad, tangible, and growing network. So, the proof of concept is there. The traction is real. So what's next? How do they plan to scale this glassbox model for the entire world? Well, the roadmap lays it out pretty clearly. First, keep scaling up that direct aid. Then, and this is a huge step, launching a payment integration that would let people spend HumaCoin at over 130 million locations. And finally, the full rollout of the Huma Enterprise platform to bring this same transparency to the biggest NGOs on the planet. And all of this, it brings us to the ultimate vision. It isn't just about tracking donations anymore. It's about making humanity itself verifiable. It's creating a world where every act of giving, every dollar sent, isn't just hoped to be effective, it is proven to be. So I'll leave you with this question. In a world that is struggling with a crisis of trust, what would actually change if every single act of giving could be completely, transparently, and instantly verified? It's a future worth building. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.